Hey guys, welcome back to Schach-manuel-lernen. Today we continue our puzzle rating rush to 3000. And for that we go to a normal puzzle and then we activate the Zen mode and then you focus with me on this riddle. So here we are the black pieces. White is marching like that with his pawns and we are marching the other side. So what first we should check is when we capture the bishop, capture, what happens if he plays king d3, king e6 and then king e4, and there it doesn't seem like we have a lot, because when we exchange here pawns then it will be easily win, not easily win, it will be a drawish actually. So what we can check is like after capturing here and then the king captures here, if we can play for instance f3, when he captures we play g3, but then he goes back and he's right on time, so that's neither really good working. Then we don't need to capture here, in fact, because the king is still here and defends everything. So what we maybe could do is playing knight to e4 with the idea of knight g3, like something like that. Yeah, or capture and yeah, like we have to capture and after that it's not really promising. Or we can also play knight to d5 and he protects the c7 square, and then we can come with the king closer and closer. And it doesn't really look convertible. We can try it, of course. So I'm neither really satisfied with this solution. So let's say if we play first g3, it's nonsense because of this move. So my tendency is knight to d5, but knight to d5, like we can simply put bishop e8, attacking this pawn, and when you go back you also go back. So knight to d5 we can skip off the calculation. So the other question is like if we play f3 for instance and he captures and then we play g3, but then he just plays king f1, king g2 and then he captures on g3. So it's neither this one, any other knight move, to be honest I can't really imagine, because it doesn't matter on which one, bishop e8 will follow from white's perspective. So here, yeah, not really sure about it. Capturing, and then, is it still somehow, I guess I know what we made a mistake by calculating. Like, when everything captures and king to d3, and then we can play king e6, he plays king e4, and now we can play f3. If he captures, we have g3, and because on the pawn on f3, he's not in the square, so he can't reach the pawn. And after this, f3, let's say he doesn't capture, he play whatever, like king here for instance, then we can capture here, but then we win a pawn and then this endgame will be win. So in fact it's this one, capture king e6, then f3 and g3. Okay, and now when he plays this one, we can play king here, and then we can play king here, And here I guess we can push, but I didn't thought about here actually. Like if we capture, he will win the pawn. And as we know, king and this pawn is really drawish, but we can play this one, this. When he goes here, we support the pawn, and then it's winning. This one, and we solved it. Great. So, second puzzle. Here, what we realize, the king is in the middle, so that always opens the gate for some attacks. Yeah, what we check also is capturing moves, like when we capture here. Then by check he can capture us, so not really the point of it. But when we capture here and he captures, then I guess we have this queen e8 with a double attack. So that looks quite promising. So if we capture here, he's not forced to recapture immediately. Instead, he can just capture here, and then we need to capture with the pawn. That after capturing, we still have this double attack. And any other moves doesn't seem possible. So this one, and we solved it. Last one. So here it's about how to stop these pawns. We also can make a pass pawn by ourselves on the A file, but we're a bit slow. So let's say we play A6, G2, A7. He makes a queen first, then we make a queen, then he gives a queen's check, so it's not promising. So what we can think is about king f3, king f1, or capturing here. The benefits of the king moves is, when he captures, we capture, and then this bishop is a bit weird. But okay, he can always, with f3, sacrifice a pawn and bring it back to b8. So, king f3 or king f1. Capturing, I guess, it doesn't look really good, because when he captures, we help him with the pawn structure. But on the other hand, he is forced to capture with the pawn, because if he captures with his bishop, then these two pawns are really weak. So which means he's forced to capture back like that. And then we can play a6, because after g2 we can play king f2. And then he plays g1. Okay, never mind about that. So capture, and then we still need to play king f3. And after king f3, he can play king d7, this, capture, king to c8, a7, king b7, so he can stop it. That's why I guess capturing, maybe it's wrong, because we still need to play at the end king f1 and king f3. So basically we can just play king f3, and let's say if he plays then this move, king to d7, we don't have to push it out immediately, our move. A6, because we can play something like bishop c5, and that I guess helps us a bit with time, not immediately but soon. So let's say king f3, king d7, and then maybe we can play bishop d8. No, he's still in the square. So when we play this one, capture, capture, yeah, it doesn't matter what you play, but it's kind of looks really drawish. So what do we miss? What do we miss? F3 is not possible because of G2, and then the queen is coming. So what we could do, maybe we have this defensive move, like capturing, and then bishop c7, and then G2 is not possible because we will capture the bishop and protect the square on G1. So after bishop c7, king d7, and then we can play bishop f4, bishop g1, but then yeah, we capture, and yeah, to be honest, I guess I would still, yeah, capture. Okay, so king f1, and then king, or is it a6, bishop, it's a bit it's okay, I see how it's meant. Like, we had the correct ideas, but wrong combination. Like, we need to play king f1, that later f3 is possible. And yeah, again, let's say if we capture, these pawns are just weak and he can't push through, so king d7, as expected, he goes towards our pawns. But then we can play f3, and yeah, if he doesn't play g2, then we can play king g2 by ourselves, and then this bishop is trapped, and with this bishop we will win this pawn and this pawn, so we will just win. And after g2, yeah, it's basically a bit the same, like he can continue with bishop g3, and here, for me, it's not really clear actually how we're gonna win this. That's why I also was convinced about it. Of course, I guess computer would say it's easily won, but well. So we check out what we made for a progress. So in total we made 2 correct, 1 minus, so which means like around 30 plus, which was not too bad. But the last one, yeah, we could have solved it better. So I hope you learned something from these puzzles, and I wish you a wonderful weekend. Stay healthy and enjoy your own chess games.